Welcome back, everybody. So, how's you all? So, today we're gonna start gradient descent intuition. So, today I will show you how this algorithm works and how to work with it and how to find global minima and more things. So, be sure to watch till the end to get full knowledge about gradient descent. So, let's move on. So this is our formula. Let me just write this. Theta of j is equals to theta j minus alpha times partial derivative with respect to theta j of theta j. So it may sound like funny that j theta j again j, so no worry. So here j can be 0 or 1 4 hours. We modify theta 0 or theta 1. So these are the index number which I have written here, feature index number. So now let's move on. So this is our gradient descent, this is our algorithm. Theta of j is equals to theta j minus alpha times partial derivative with respect to theta j, and here j of theta j, and here j we change j regardless of the slope sign. This means that whatever the value this may have, the partial derivative, we use the partial derivative. Take this line. So what is derivative? Final minus initial. So maybe this will be x1 y1. This is the coordinates of this point, this one, and these are the x2 comma y2. So now, as you all know, what is the derivative means with respect to something. So let's take an example of acceleration. An object's acceleration is a derivative of velocity with respect to time. So here, when we find slope, we do something like y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So this is the slope m of maybe this line a b, m of a b. So the derivative works also same. It also help us to find the slope. The derivative of a line will also give us slope. So here theta 1 eventually converges to its minima. So here, wait a minute, this is theta. Here we represents theta. Sorry, I couldn't write this much big, but that must be not an issue because I have told you all. So sorry about that again. And here what we do is j of theta j. So this is, so here this will be looks like something. If wait a minute, yes, it's okay. So let's take an example of a parabola. Say this is our function, this is the graph which I plotted. So then what I will do is that if I have to reach the global minima here, what I must do is that the graph shows that when the slope is negative, the value of theta 1 increases, and when it is positive, the value of theta 1 decreases. What does that mean? This means that here in this formula, according to the first statement, when the slope is negative, let's take that a point here. So when the slope will be negative, wait a minute, sorry about that, I'm extremely sorry. I by mistake plot it here, but this says that when the slope is negative, this means that, wait a minute, maybe it is going down here. So first of all here, then it will come here, then here, then here, and then finally here. We do not have to worry about anything, we have to just worry about our alpha, and I will tell you in the next presentation, sorry, next part of this video. So that will be in this video only. So what does this mean? That the slope is negative, this means that this value is negative, so whole this value will be negative, and negative means that it will be positive. So our theta will finally increase, and or this value will be overall positive. Wait a minute, this value will be overall positive. So is that okay? So now let's move on. So I have told you that now, wait a minute, it will be something like this, then this, then this, and finally it may be a straight line, so like this. So that's all the intuition I want to give. So we do not have to worry about the signs or what this will be, we have to just worry about alpha. And we know that if the slope is negative, that means that this value will be positive and our theta j will be increasing overall. So theta will be increasing, first its value will be, wait a minute, its value will be here, then here, then here, and finally it will be at global minima. So we do not have to worry about anything. So let me just erase all. So now, wait a minute, I hope you all have understood. I will make a graph so that you all can understood. So this value is for theta j, this graph is of j of theta, and the upward portion represents j of theta. So this will be, so our value will be first here, then here, then here, and finally we will be here. So we do not have to worry. So let me just write the formula again. Theta of j is equals to theta j minus alpha times partial derivative with respect to theta of j and j of theta. So this is our formula. So now let's see the second condition. The value of theta increases, theta 1 increases. This is the last one. When it is positive, the value of theta 1 will decrease. So let's see what that means. So same here, it represents theta and this represents j of theta. So this will be the j of theta graph. So now let's see that when it is positive, so this value is positive, so this value is positive, so our graph will be something like this. First here, then our point will be here, then here, and finally will be at global minima. So what this means that is that this will be overall positive, so whole this value will be negative. So our theta j will decrease. So what that means? So this means that our value will decrease. So first of all we would be here, then here, then here, then, and finally at the global minima. So this will be like this, like this. It must be an increasing slope. So finally we get, I think you all must have got that we do not have to worry about all this thing. So now let's move on. So on a side note, this is a side note for your information, we should adjust our parameter theta. We adjust alpha according to our need and according to our algorithm's need, so that the algorithm converges in a reasonable time so that it doesn't take too much time. Failure to converge or too much time to obtain the minima imply that our step size is wrong. That means that our alpha is wrong. So we must take care of that. So if alpha is too small, what will happen is that gradient descent can be too slow, which means that first of all we must be here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then here, and it will take too much time to converge, but it will converge. So what we must do, that we must increase alpha, we must increase alpha. And if alpha is too large, gradient descent can miss the minima. It may fail to converge or diverge. That means that if alpha is too long, too high, then first our value will be here, then here, then here, and our global minima is here, and then it may go up, then here, then here. So it will fail to converge. So first of all here, then here, so it will fail. So what we must do then, we must decrease our alpha. So these are the two things. And do not worry about how I will do this, how I will get knowledge about when to decrease or when to increase. You will get knowledge on your practice basis. The more you work, the more you will learn. So now let's move on. How does gradient descent converge with a fixed size alpha? The intuition behind the convergence is that the partial derivative approaches zero. As we approach the bottom of a convex function, at the minima the derivative will be zero. That means that the slope will be zero. So let's see, this is maybe our global minima. So this line, it's a straight line. So y2 is equals to y1. That means this implies that y2 minus y1 is equals to 0. So our derivative is 0. That means that our slope is 0. So this will be like this. Our theta 1 will be equals to theta 1 only. It will not increase or decrease. Gradient descent converges if alpha is fixed. That means that it will converge. First of all will come here, then here, then here, and then finally converge to the minima and reaches the minima. So as we approach a local minima, gradient descent will automatically take smaller steps, so needs to decrease alpha. That means that the closer we approach to global minima, local minima or global minima, gradient descent will automatically take smaller steps. That means that it will take smaller step like this, then this, then this, and finally converges, and our derivative will be 0. So we need not to decrease alpha. We do not have to decrease alpha. So alpha must be fixed. A fixed value, one value must be there, not too much value that we decrease our alpha as we go down. Sorry, because it will not help us. See, if our value is at this level, then we come here, we take this much big step, then here, and whenever we decreases to think this is the global. So first here, there, here, then it will automatically take smaller step. We do not have to worry because derivative must be constant. So now let's move on. Derivative must decrease constantly. First of all, slope will be like this, sorry, like this, then this, then this. It will be automatically changes itself, so that it finally converges. Because if it doesn't change itself automatically, then it will never converge. So that's all the intuition for today. So before you go, I want to ask something you, that you please subscribe to our channel, Rindhana Ali Coder. So that's our channel, and the graph is going up and down of the view. Sometimes they are very large, sometimes very less, but I do not think them as an achievement, because I think that all the students who are viewing my channel is my true achievement. So my motive is to provide free and best education. So take care of that and grasp as many things as you can and learn and become successful. So this is the video I last time uploaded, gradient descent. So this is the intuition. Now I have more things to taught you. So that's all for today. See you in the next video. Bye. Namaste.